Most of us are drowning in to-do lists today. We have giant lists of things that we're never going to finish. Maybe they're not even all in one place. Maybe you have multiple to-do lists. Maybe you have sticky notes on your desk and some kind of app productivity software with another list in there. And the truth is, we're never going to get them all done. It's impossible, right? We're probably, even if we could pause time, it would still feel daunting to get all the existing stuff done. Plus, there's more new stuff added all the time. So, especially if you are an ENTP, ENFP, one of those personality types that has endless ideas, this can feel particularly daunting. And I've been there for a lot of my life. So, I want to talk to you today about a really bold, challenging idea. I have other videos where I talk about, if you do want to use to-do lists, how to make them work for you instead of against you. But in this video, I want to offer an even more challenging possibility. What if you eliminate to-do lists altogether? Now, I don't know your specific life situation. Many people, especially if you are a parent or, you have many, many real important responsibilities in your life, it might not really be possible to live effectively without a to-do list. But for many people that I work with, even really smart, successful people who have lots of projects going on, lots of interesting things that they want to pursue, when I really challenge them here of what would happen if you didn't have a to-do list, what they end up discovering if they try it for a while is that it can be surprisingly freeing. And they end up realizing that a lot of the things that they thought were must-dos, right, were necessary to-do items, actually weren't so necessary. And this was kind of a shocking thing to me years ago when I tried this for the first time. I was the type of person who literally had hundreds and hundreds, if not, probably thousands of to-do items in my various lists. And so it felt completely insane to try going without a to-do list for a while. But really, what I realized was, oh my God, even though I have hundreds of things in my list, I haven't looked at it in a few weeks, and nothing really bad has happened. My life has not fallen apart. My business has not collapsed. I've not lost all my friendships, right? It's so easy to fool ourselves to think that all these things have to be done, right? And when I really examine the to-do lists that my clients have, turns out a lot of the things are notions they've been conditioned with from growing up in a certain family, culture, and so on. Things like, I have to dust the shelves every week. No, you don't. If you don't dust the shelves, no one's going to die. Nothing really bad's going to happen. If you never clean at all, probably nothing really bad is going to happen. Maybe your partner's going to be mad at you. Maybe you might be judged by a guest who comes over, but maybe not. Most people don't actually care. That's just one example. There are many different things that we convince ourselves are necessary. And the truth is that when we give up the to-do list, really two types of things could happen. One is you start getting really anxious because you think, I have to memorize all the things that I need to do. I have to keep track of them all. And if that happens to you, maybe this isn't the best thing to continue with, right? Sometimes if your mind is completely full of ideas, writing them down is the best way to empty your mind and feel like you can relax. So, keep an eye on that. But that might also just be an opportunity for you to practice noticing, okay, wow, I'm anxious right now because I really think I need to hang on to this to-do item. Can I just practice breathing, relaxing, and accepting that it's okay if I don't do it? That's one possibility. The other possibility is that when you stop looking at a to-do list, when you stop waking up every morning and seeing what is the top thing on my to-do list that I have to do, instead you just feel into, what am I drawn to? If I don't have to do anything, if there's nothing that I should do, what naturally bubbles up? What's the thing that I naturally am drawn to, that I actually want to do? That can be an incredible source of motivation to find the actual creative project or the actual friend that you've been missing, that you want to reach out to, that you want to spend time with, that you want to reconnect with. Instead of relying on this external thing to tell you what to do, you get to find your natural inclination. So, okay, what if you want to give this a try? There are, it might be really difficult to just kind of go cold turkey and just completely eliminate any notion of keeping track of things to be done. So, I'll offer a few possible things that can make this easier. The first one is automate as much as you can. So if you often have to-do items like pay the bill, pay the mortgage, check on this account balance, these kind of like menial tasks, really ask yourself, why do I not have auto pay on for this? Why am I not using some kind of software solution to, automatically notify me of my account balance, right? I really suggest asking ChatGPT, like, here are some things that I manually do every month. What would be the easiest way to automate this? And it's not going to work for everything, but I guarantee there are a lot of things that could be automated. And sometimes it might mean that you lose a small amount of precision on something. Like, if you're moving money from an account to pay a bill, instead of moving the exact amount of money, maybe you set it up automatically to have a buffer to move a few $100s more every month, so you don't have to worry about it. And then you lose out on a small amount of, APR on your savings account, but it's probably only a few dollars. So it's maybe worth it, right? So that's the first one, the first tip. The second tip is instead of using your to-do list so much, use your calendar more, calendar reminders. So if you have something like, check your accounts, pay the bill, whatever, some monthly thing, some weekly thing, instead of writing it on your to-do list every time, create a recurring calendar event that sends you an email notification the day before. So that way your email inbox takes on some of that load of your to-do list. So you're not having to just check a to-do list every time, but you are kind of getting that notification just when it's needed. So you don't have to think about it until that moment, until kind of the last possible moment. And if you're a procrastinator, you could set multiple, email notifications, one 3 days before, one the morning of, right? And then the third tip is make your to-do list just one item or just 2 items. And my favorite way of doing this is you use a sticky note, and the night before, when you're about to go to bed, you write down if there was just one task that would be the highest ROI, the thing that would take the biggest load off my shoulder, the thing that would feel the most helpful. If there was just one thing I could accomplish tomorrow to feel good about my day, what would it be? And this should be small enough that it's doable, that it doesn't feel daunting. So it should take 30 minutes or less. And that might mean breaking down a bigger thing into smaller chunks. So, most of your to-do list can just be what is naturally bubbling up in me, but every day you could pick just one thing that I want to accomplish tomorrow. All right? Hope that helps. I'd love to hear how it goes. If you're willing to run the experiment of either eliminating the to-do list or at least reducing it down, maybe using your calendar more and so on. Love to hear from you in the comments. Have a great day.